Hey everyone, welcome back. Footnotes for September. Mostly greengrocer in progress here. That was the most recent video on the channel. And I did get that final row of the sand green, 1x2. I've got 4 of those left. So I did get the information I needed in order to get that order placed. I'm going to try to do that this week. And then I can have everything I need to finish up greengrocer. And I don't have all my modulars here, but I will add it to the row and do a little modular update. Also want to get the Mediterranean Market Street first floor rebuilt, so that is also in the pipeline. And then this will kind of all be cleaned up, and that will really open up my work table here to continue the sorting process. The modified plates I have put back into the corner for now. A lot of these are actually pretty full. I need to do some condensing and figure out how I want to rearrange, but I've got those off the floor, ready to kind of refocus on the mixed up stuff that's already been washed. I just need to get it sorted. So really looking at like the sort report stuff that I was doing earlier in the year, like around March and April, probably will be getting back to that kind of sorting progress this month, and maybe look at an update down the road for that as well. So a lot of the stuff that's in the way right now is related to greengrocer, so just want to finish that project up, and then I can kind of shift my attention working on the table here to the sorting, because that's kind of what's been pushed to the back right now, and then I can bring all that back in. You can see I got some train stuff lined up here ready to work on for the next wave of projects if I'm feeling up to it. So that's what's out on the work table here, and yeah, do watch that greengrocer update. Some nice stuff going on in here. The fireplace, redoing a little bit of the details as I work on this project, and hopefully keeping that moving forward. I haven't talked about the fire hydrant yet, but this is a fun little detail. I'd like to get a red 2x2 round with the jumper on there. Then I can have this whole thing kind of stand out a little bit more. But basically, this BB-8 head, so the Star Wars droid head, is the perfect size to me to have this little fire hydrant upgraded. The original set had one as well, but it wasn't as, I don't know, it was a little more blocky. And I mean, the set's from 10, 12 years ago, so it's going to be. But yeah, I like the little update with the fire hydrant, and things like that is what I'm kind of sprinkling throughout as I build greengrocer. The other thing I was talking about in the greengrocer update was I actually went ahead and purchased this Harry Potter set from 2011, mainly because it has these 1x2 sand green parts that are $5 a piece if you buy them on Bricklink. By actually purchasing a used copy of this set, I was able to get everything in here for about $200, and it's close to 2,000 pieces. So when you're just looking at price per piece, that brings this down to around 10 cents instead of $5. The catch is I'm buying, 2,000 pieces at that price. So the overall price I paid for all this stuff is higher. But in the long run, when I'm looking at expanding the collection, especially some of the other stuff in here, glow-in-the-dark 1x2 tiles, dark green windows 1x2x3 and 1x2x2, and then all the detailing parts for some of these other sets. It turns out there's actually quite a bit of good parts in here that are worth getting at that price, even though it is higher. And besides the 1x2 sand green, this set has quite a few pieces that can be used in a greengrocer rebuild. So there are 26 of that target piece. There's also 4 1x4s, 10 1x3s, a couple 1x1s if you don't have that. Now a lot of these I happen to have from other part hunting trips, like the Lego store happened to stock 1x4, 1x1, and 1x6 sand green bricks in some of the past visits I've been to. I did not have as many 1x3s, so it was good to get some of those here. But even looking at some other parts like this 1x2 with the bar, it's got 12 of those, and I was actually still missing one because I had used it. So I was able to use that part. I feel like there were some other parts in here. In the original set, it does have a sand green one of these, and if you want to be 100% true to the original parts list, you're going to need sand green hinge bases. Those aren't actually super visible in the final model, so I'm not using sand green, and it turns out that my copy of this set was missing that piece along with a few other minor ones. But yeah, like I said, with the dark green windows and then some of these dark blue roof pieces and other detailing parts from the set. Oh yeah, the other one was this skeleton leg, the black skeleton leg. You need like 40 of these for the railing in Greengrocer, and there's 12 in the set. So it does turn out there's a lot of helpful parts in this other set from the era, besides just getting it for these 1x2. Otherwise, it is a pretty decent source of these parts. There's 26, so if you do not want to source any of these parts individually at that price point of like $5, if you just buy 2 copies of this set used, and do be sure that it has these actual slotted bricks, because I think a lot of people that are reselling this set have actually just replaced these pieces for regular 1x2. So, read that description very carefully and make sure there's actually original parts in the set and they're not just flipping it after they harvest the 1x2s. Because I did see some of those when I was looking around for this set, but thankfully I was able to pick up the set with the parts that I needed, and it's going to be pretty helpful to finish out my Greengrocer project. So just a couple more things I wanted to note on that I did not put in the Greengrocer video, and now it's here in the footnotes. Analytics for September. Our views and watch time are dropping a little bit, and I'm not really surprised because I have not been putting out as much content. I've tried to keep it somewhat regular still, so about once a week is kind of the target at the moment, but volume-wise, it is not as steady as it has been, and that's all right. I kind of surprised it did not drop earlier, to be honest. I think June through August, we didn't really see a big drop-off. So if I look at 2022 so far through the year, I moved back in February, and then the first couple months I was able to keep up the content somewhat, and then getting into the middle of the year and into the summer, that started to drop off in terms of what I was actually putting out, and you can see it really slowed down back in July. But our numbers were pretty steady through that middle of the year until just within the last month or two is when it started slowing down. So kind of a delayed reaction to the content strategy this year. And, it's not just a steep drop off either. It's still pretty gradual. So I'm all right with that. I do want to at least have a video a week still going out, and it'd be nice to have more. But the rate at which I'm doing projects is not where it has been in the past. So we'll see. Getting back into the winter now and getting some things cleared up on that work desk to continue the sorting, and then maybe looking at picking the pace of projects back up again. Watch time throughout the year and subscribers throughout the year. I'll just go back to September to look at the rest of this. But yeah, 50 new subs. Welcome aboard, everyone. Thanks for joining. And ad revenue, that's also slowed down a bit. Usually we are closer to like $30 a month, so that's a little bit lower, but still not awful. Just thinking about not as many videos going out that are monetized, so that is going to drop as well. But a lot of this is actually coming in from existing videos, and it's really interesting to see where that has changed over the past couple months. For a while, this digital designer tutorial was our main traffic driver, and now this cleaning video has kind of surpassed that and is taken over as the leader. So yeah, it is interesting to see that change from month to month and even year to year now that we're 3 years into the channel. And that's about it for the analytics review. So I've been thinking, just in terms of footnotes in general, I might want to change it to do like a quarterly release instead of monthly. And so I'm going to try a little pilot for the rest of this year, October, November, and December. Those 3 months, I'm thinking I'll actually group that together and do one final footnotes video at the end of December. And that'll also be an opportunity to do a little yearly recap as well. And then maybe going into 2023, the first 3 months would all be grouped together at the end of March. And just try that and see how it goes in terms of putting updates out, and maybe not have as much of
the percentage of videos on the channel be just this recap style, maybe focus a little bit more on actual dedicated topics of Lego content instead of the review style thing like this. So that's where I'm thinking that'll go. That kind of means that this Footnotes is the last one for a little bit, and unless I decide I want to pop back in and cover something in between now and December, the rest of the videos this year would hopefully be more individual specific focused videos instead of a review like this. But we'll see. That's kind of what I'm thinking going forward, and just wanted to make a note of that here at the end of Footnotes. So thanks again for joining in if you're subscribed, and for watching this month. Definitely moving forward with the Green Grocer, not super fast, but making progress in the right direction, and maybe getting that wrapped up next month. We'll see how fast I can get the parts in from Bricklink there and do all that. But all right, we'll see you next time.